Hey everyone, it's Matt Donahue with your weekly update from Mission Financial Planners. I hope you all had a great 4th of July last week. No update last week because we do shut the office down for the week of the 4th, but we're back at it today. So let's jump into it with market moving news. Hey, some new record heights from the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. They both pushed to higher record levels again. For Nasdaq, it was the 10th positive week out of the past 11. The Dow remains 1.6 below its percent below its record set in mid-May. Jobs growth cooled. June's gain of 206,000 jobs exceeded economists' consensus forecast, but a rise in unemployment to 4.1% left the jobless rate at the highest level since November of 21. Moreover, April and May's initially reported jobs growth figures were revised downward by a total of 111,000, adding to the recent data indicating a modest slowdown. Yields came down as well, strengthening expectations of potential U.S. Federal Reserve rate cuts later in the year. The yield of the 10-year Treasury was about 4.28% on Friday's close, down from 4.37% at the end of the previous week. Oil was up. Oil prices climbed for the fourth week in a row to the highest level in more than 2 months, trading at above $83 a barrel on Friday afternoon. The latest gain came as a weekly report showed a decline in U.S. oil inventory, confirming recent forecasts from analysts who expect tight supplies throughout the summer. Bitcoin falls. A recent decline in the price of the most widely traded cryptocurrency accelerated as Bitcoin fell below $54,000 at one point. That's the lowest level in more than 4 months. The price did recover somewhat, but as recently as June 5th, Bitcoin was trading above $71,000. Small caps are lagging. The Russell 2000 was down again last week, and year to date is trailing its large cap benchmarks by a wide margin. It was down 1% on Friday's close versus a 1.8 total return for its large cap peer. Dividend growth. Companies in the S&P 500 modestly increased their dividend payments in this year's second quarter. Some of the large cap stocks began paying dividends for the first time. Companies in the S&P 500 paid out $153 billion in dividends, up more than 1% from its $151 billion in the first quarter. Inflation report coming out this week. The Consumer Price Index report, scheduled for release on Thursday, will show whether May's stable inflation extended into June. The CPI report covering May showed an annual rate of 3.3%, better than economists' consensus forecast for 3.4%, but unchanged from the prior month. The week ahead. Hey, this week from a reporting standpoint, today, consumer credit from the U.S. Federal Reserve. Tuesday, tomorrow, small business optimism index. Wednesday, wholesale inventories from the U.S. Census Bureau. Thursday, like I mentioned before, consumer price index is coming out. Also, unemployment claims are coming out from the Department of Labor, and the federal budget is coming out from the Department of the Treasury. Friday, you have your producer price index and the University of Michigan's index of consumer sentiment, its preliminary survey. All right, philosophy quote of the week. Stop screwing around. Stop monkeying around is actually the quote this week. So this one was written by Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor, right? Like he was at the very pinnacle of his world. He was the emperor. He was in charge, right? He wouldn't have thought too much of politics, I don't think, in terms of what we see today. However, you can tell he had a very frustrating day, or he must have had a very frustrating day when he wrote this. So let me just read this for you. Enough of this miserable, whining life. Stop monkeying around. Why are you troubled? What's new here? What's so confounding? The one responsible? Take a good look. Or is it just the matter itself? Then look at that. There's nothing else to look at. And as far as the gods go, by now you could try being more straightforward and kind. It's the same whether you've examined these things for 100 years or only 3. So he's basically saying, look, it's either you or the issue. That's it. Take a good critical look at both and make sure you take action. Actually do something, right? Stop screwing around. From Marcus Aurelius, not from me. Not for me. All right, some tax tips. We're going to talk about powers of attorney. So a lot of people are unaware that a durable power of attorney might be necessary even if you're married. That way your spouse will be able to act on your behalf if you are incapacitated. The POA document may allow others to speak and or act for you in tax, financial, legal, or healthcare matters. The person you give permission to act on your behalf is called an agent. Agents have your permission to act, sign, and obligate agreements on your behalf. The agent must put your best interest in front of everyone else. That's a fiduciary responsibility. All agents have that responsibility to protect the principal, which is you. You're the person granting the power in every situation. If you have a mental health or healthcare power of attorney, make sure the HIPAA inclusion paragraph is included. That allows you to receive personal medical information about the principal you represent as an agent. If you're an agent, ensure you understand the agency law of the state you live in. Talk to an attorney, have them give you instructions in writing as to your responsibilities as a POA. When signing documents as a POA, always sign your name and the initials POA after your signature. Do not sign the name of the principal. There's a lot of different types of power of attorney. I'll only talk about one or two. There's the immediate, there's the springing power of attorney, which jumps into action, springs into action on a certain condition, like incompetence, incapacitation, or absence. Durable powers of attorney, spouses should have these on or on each other, excuse me. That allows financial and legal decisions to be made on your behalf by your spouse. Healthcare power of attorney appoints an agent to make medical decisions for you. Mental health power of attorney can check you in and out of a mental health care facility if necessary. And then the living will. The living will directs actions to be taken if your condition is terminal or death is imminent. This is not a regular will. It is instructions to discontinue care or pull the plug under certain conditions, sometimes called a do not resuscitate. All right, it is Healthy Vision Month, so we're going to talk about eye care in the month of July. So let's talk about some myths and facts about eye care. So anyone ever tell you not to cross your eyes because they're going to stick? Is that true? Well, here's a couple of fun myths about your eyes. First one, reading in poor light will hurt your eyes. Okay, before the invention of the electric light, most nighttime reading, guess what, was done by dim candlelight or gaslight. So reading in dim light today doesn't harm your eyes any more than it did your ancestors' eyes, or any more than taking a photograph with a dim light damages a camera. Second myth, using your eyes too much will wear them out. Would you lose your sense of smell or your sense of hearing by smelling too much or hearing too much? Of course not. So you're not going to lose your sense of vision because you use your eyes a lot. Wearing eyeglasses that are too strong or have the wrong prescription will damage your eyes. That is not true. All that eyeglasses do is they bend light to help you see better. That's it. Now, if you have something that otherwise is the wrong prescription, you could end up with a headache, but it's not going to hurt your eyes. Okay, so you might be uncomfortable, but it's not going to hurt your eyes. And then the last one I'll touch on, wearing eyeglasses will weaken your eyes. Eyeglasses are worn to correct nearsightedness, farsightedness, astigmatism, but they will not weaken your eyes any more than they will permanently solve those problems. They don't strengthen your eyes. Why would they weaken your eyes? Glasses are just external optical aids. Okay. Now, sometimes kids who have crossed eyes or lazy eyes, they'll be given special glasses that do temporarily help them straighten their eyes or improve vision. So, in that case, absolutely they can help. There's some other myths on there as well. Make sure you check them out. It's kind of a fun read. But otherwise, I hope you all have a great week. Have a great rest of your summer. Start off the second half of the year with a bang. And we'll look forward to seeing you all on next week's update. Thanks again, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.